द फाइनेंशियल इंसाइट। तो गाइस ये लेक्चर में हम NISM इक्विटी डेरिवेटिव सर्टिफिकेशन एग्जाम पर हम चैप्टर नंबर 5 शुरुआत करने जा रहे हैं, जो कि इसका पहला लेक्चर है, जिसमें कि स्ट्रेटजी यूजिंग इक्विटी फ्यूचर एंड इक्विटी ऑप्शन पर हम डिस्कशन करेंगे गाइस। तो लर्निंग ऑब्जेक्टिव में देख सकते हैं कि इसके पढ़ने के बाद आपको क्या क्या सीखने को मिलेगा। तो सबसे पहले हम देखते हैं कि आफ्टर द स्टडिंग ऑफ दिस चैप्टर you should know the various hedging, arbitrage and trading strategy। तो देख सकते हैं इसमें hedging पढ़ेंगे, arbitrage पढ़ेंगे, trading strategy पढ़ेंगे, यूजुअली इक्विटी फ्यूचर एंड ऑप्शन मतलब दोनों में पढ़ेंगे। तो सबसे पहला रहेगा है hedging यूजिंग फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, यूजिंग फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फॉर ट्रेडिंग, कैश कैरी एंड रिजर्व, कैश एंड कैरी arbitrage यूजिंग फ्यूचर, कैलेंडर स्प्रेड एंड यूजिंग फ्यूचर स्प्रेडिंग, strategy यूजिंग ऑप्शन, स्ट्रैडल, strangle, collar butterfly spread and cover call protective puts, arbitrage using option and delta hedging using option, interpreting open interest and call and put ratio। तो गाइस ये चैप्टर बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट होने वाला है इक्विटी डेरिवेटिव में। तो हम सबसे पहले शुरुआत करते हैं, देख सकते हैं यहाँ से। ठीक, in this earlier chapter we have studied a future contract specification and payoff प्रोफाइल ऑफ लॉन्ग एंड शॉर्ट पोजीशन, फ्यूचर एंड ऑप्शन। तो दोनों में हमने पढ़ा था। हैविंग अंडरस्टैंड द रिस्क ऑफ रिटर्न प्रॉफिट प्रोफाइल फॉर बोथ फ्यूचर एंड ऑप्शन, नाउ वी टर्न टू द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ दिस इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ हेजिंग, ट्रेडिंग एंड एनपेड। तो गाइस इस चैप्टर में हम लोग जो आखिरी चैप्टर में पढ़े थे उसका हम लोग इसमें एप्लीकेशन पढ़ेंगे। फर्स्ट वी विल अंडरस्टैंड हाउ फ्यूचर्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कैन बी यूज हेजिंग, trading and arbitrage. Next will be examine different trading strategy using option. We will also understand arbitrage using option based on principle put call parity, and lastly we will consider the process of delta hedging and option portfolio। तो गाइस जो भी हम लोग पढ़ा था उधर उसमें हम लोग एप्लीकेशन पढ़ेंगे, यूज होगा। तो सबसे पहले शुरुआत करते हैं फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फॉर द हेजिंग, स्पेकुलेशन एंड आर्बिट्रेज। फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट जो हेजिंग में होता है, स्पेकुलेशन होता है, आर्बिट्रेज। डेरिवेटिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट सच एज फ्यूचर एंड ऑप्शन वेयर प्राइमरली क्रिएटेड फॉर द मीनिंग रिस्क। यूनिट 3 we saw how a stocks and index future contract can be used in mitigating the risk of single stocks or portfolio per stock। We saw that investor may take a long hedge or short hedge using future। Let's look at a specific example in this chapter। तो लॉन्ग हेज यूजिंग द स्टॉक फ्यूचर। स्टॉक फ्यूचर में गाइस लॉन्ग हेज कैसे यूज होता है, जिसमें देखते हैं ए लॉन्ग हेज यूजिंग स्टॉक फ्यूचर इज टेकन टू हेज प्राइस रिस्क ऑफ प्लान्ड फ्यूचर परचेज ऑफ स्टॉक। कंसीडर दैट यू वांट टू बाई 1500 shares for ABC company। The shares are traded 445 today, May 10 ईयर किसी भी रख लीजिए। हालांकि you do not have the required funds today, one of your bank deposit will mature on June 20 and you plan to use those funds to buy share only on that date। So what is the risk that you are exposed to if you postpone your purchase till 20 June। तो जिसमें गाइस जिसमें कह सकते हैं कि आप किसी शेयर खरीदना चाहते हैं, उस समय 1500 शेयर खरीदना चाहते हैं किसी कंपनी का, जिसमें कि देख सकते 455 रुपया उस समय का दाम है, जो कि आप 10 मई आप नहीं खरीद पाते हैं। और जिसमें 10 मई को जो फंड यूज होना चाहिए था वही आप 20 जून को खरीदना चाहते हैं। तो आप जो भी उसमें पैसा रिस्क आपने पोस्टपोन किया था, तो जो आपको एक्सपोज हुआ, तो उसके बारे में हम जानना चाहेंगे नेक्स्ट में। ठीक, कि आपको लॉस हुआ है सही हुआ। The risk is that if you do not purchase share today, the share price may be increase of rapidly 20 June। ठीक, अगर आप 10 मई को नहीं खरीदे होंगे तो शेयर अगर ऊपर चला गया होगा 20 जून को, तो the hedge this price risk you can take a long position in future contract ABC and share today। Suppose that future contract expiring on 29 June 2020 is trade 457, the lot size of contract 1500, since you are planning to buy 1500 you will take a long position, one lot in the future contract expiring in the June. Now suppose that at 20th June you are able to purchase 1500 shares in the spot market. The share price could be increased or declined till 20 June. Let us look at both this scenario. तो गाइस अगर आप 20 जून को ना 10 जून को आप अगर खरीदे होते तो मार्केट में प्राइस उसके नीचे भी हो सकती थी, ऊपर भी हो सकती थी। तो दोनों कंडीशन में हम लोग देखें क्या सिनेरियो बन रहा है। तो suppose that the stock price has increased 520. Your total outlay on the purchase will be 7,80,000. At the same time, you will be a square of your long position in the future contract. Suppose that the future price at the moment 521, then you gain future option will be difference between the price at which you took long position, price at which the square of the position. Therefore, gain of the future position 521 minus 457 into 500. देख सकते हैं 63.90 into 1500 which is 95,885. 95,850. Thus, although the share price shoot up and you will able to purchase the share only at the higher price in the cash market, you also made a profit on long future position. Hence, net cost of the share is cost of buying in the cash market is less gain on the future option. तो हम आ जाते हैं इसमें ग्राफ में। कॉस्ट ऑफ बाई इन द कैश मार्केट, देखिए कैश मार्केट में आपकी कॉस्ट क्या था 7,80,000, ठीक। एंड लेस गेन ऑन द फ्यूचर पोजीशन, तो देख सकते हैं गाइस उस फ्यूचर पोजीशन को हम गेन लॉस कर देते हैं उसमें, आपको बचता है कितना नेट बाइंग ऑफ द शेयर 6,84,150 एंड नेक्स्ट कॉस्ट पर शेयर आपको पड़ गया 456.10. The effective purchase of the price per share 456, which is acute closer to the future purchase 457, at which you have taken the initial long position. Now to consider other scenario where the stock's price has declined 390 by the 20 June. Your total outlay on the purchase ABC Ltd share spot market will be 5,85,000 into 390. At the same time, you will be a square of your long position in the future contract. Suppose that the future price at the moment 392.91, you will be make a loss on your future position equal to difference between the price which you took long position and the price at which the square of the position. Hence the net loss, देख सकते हैं guys 457 minus 391 66.20 into 1500 यानी 99,300 का लॉस आपको होगा। Thus, although the share price declined and you will able to purchase share at the lower price in the cash market, you also made a loss on the long position. तो दोनों में लॉस होगा। अगर आप वो दिन भी कर लेते तो भी लॉस होता, लॉन्ग फ्यूचर करते तो भी लॉस होता। इसमें दोनों सिनेरियो बताया गया। द नेट कॉस्ट ऑफ द शेयर प्राइस, cost of buying share in the cash market plus and loss incurred on the future position. देख सकते हैं कॉस्ट ऑफ बाइंग कैश मार्केट 5,85,000 है, ऐड हो गया लॉस ऑन फ्यूचर पोजीशन 99,300, तो नेट कॉस्ट ऑफ बाइंग शेयर कितना हो गया 6,84,300 का, ठीक है। तो नेट कॉस्ट पर शेयर पड़ गया कितना 456. Therefore, the effective purchase price per share become 456, which is again quite close to the initial future price 457.33. The above example show that the long position in future contract enable an investor to lock in a price for the planned purchase at a future date. Thus, whether the stock price rise or fall over the hedge interval, the investor can largely eliminate his price risk. तो देख सकते हैं गाइस दोनों कंडीशन में सेम ही रहा, कोई ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ा, जितनी क्रॉस उतनी की। तो ये है प्राइस रिस्क मैनेजमेंट। अब आते हैं शॉर्ट हेज यूजिंग स्टॉक फ्यूचर। शॉर्ट हेज में स्टॉक फ्यूचर में क्या करना। शॉर्ट हेज यूजिंग स्टॉक फ्यूचर इज टेकन टू हेज प्राइस रिस्क और द प्लान फ्यूचर सेल्स ऑफ द स्टॉक। कंसिडर दैट you are planning to sell for 1,200 share of PQR Ltd on 10 July. The raise money of paying personal loan due to the month. Suppose that the shares are trading 1,690 today on May 10. The July future contract for the PQR Ltd share is trading 1706. What is the risk to which you are exposed in this situation? The risk in between today, May 10, date of the planned sale, July 10. The stock price may fall steeply and you may receive a much lower amount on your sales of the share. To hedge this price risk, you can take short position in PQR Ltd stocks. Future contract today, contract size 600. Since you want to hedge 1200 shares, you will short to contract PQR Ltd July future at the prevailing future price 1706. Now suppose that 10 July you are able to sell 1200 शेयर इन द स्पॉट मार्केट। गाइस अगर आप 10 जुलाई को 1200 शेयर स्पॉट मार्केट में आप सेल करते तो द शेयर प्राइस could have increased or declined till that। लेट अस लुक एट द बोथ दी सिनेरियो। तो इसमें भी हम दोनों सिनेरियो में देखेंगे, मार्केट ऊपर जाती है और नीचे जाती है तो क्या होता है। सपोज दैट द स्टॉक प्राइस फॉलन 1440, you will realize 17,28,000 on the sales of share. This amount is lower than what you would be raised had you should the share on 10 May itself. However, halanki, note that the future price on 10 July would also lower. Suppose that the future price 1441 and your square of short position price, the gain future position would be 1706 minus 4041 into 600 into 2, 31, 3,18,000. So the actual amount that you receive on the sales in the sum of the amount that you receive in the cash market and gain you made on the short future position 70,28,000 plus 3,18,000 yani 20,46,000. The effective selling price per share then work out 705. This is too close to the price which you initially sold the July future, which was the 1706। तो देख सकते हैं ज़्यादा का अंतर नहीं होता है, ये एज ए रिस्क मैनेजमेंट ही होता है। तो जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं अमाउंट रिसीव ऑन सेलिंग कैश मार्केट 70,28,000, वहीं गेन हुआ था जो भी शॉर्ट फ्यूचर में तो 3,18,000 का गेन हुआ था। टोटल अमाउंट रिसीव हो गया 20,46,000 और शेयर प्राइस हो गया 1705 रुपया का। तो नाउ कंसीडर अदर सिनेरियो, अगला सिनेरियो वेयर द प्राइस राइज शार्पली and 1800 by the 10 July. In that case, you will be able to sell your on the spot market at a higher price than the price that prevailed 10th May. The amount received from the sales in the cash market would be 21,60,000 equal to 1800 into 12. However, remember that you short future position would be a square of at a higher price leading to a loss. Suppose that the future price 10 July 1802, so the squaring of the future position would lead to the loss of 1,50,200, so 1706 minus 1802 into 2 into 600. This loss would be reduced at the net amount received on the sales 20,44,800 आ गया कैसे 21,60,000 में माइनस करेंगे 1,15,200। The selling price per share would be 1704। तो देख सकते हैं गाइस टोटल 20,44,800 में 12 से गुना भाग करेंगे यानी डिवाइड करेंगे। अगेन डिस्क्यूट क्लोज टू द प्राइस एट विच यू शुड जुलाई फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट 1706। तो सब आसपास ही हैं, ये एक तरह का समझिए रिस्क मैनेजमेंट में ही पढ़ने को है। The above example show that how an investor can lock in his selling price for a planned sale on the sharing in the future। अब आ जाते हैं गाइस हेजिंग पोर्टफोलियो यूजिंग इंडेक्स फ्यूचर। अब हम देखते हैं हेजिंग पोर्टफोलियो यूजिंग इंडेक्स फ्यूचर में क्या होगा। बी साइन यूनिट 3, ठीक है गाइस। तो बी साइन यूनिट 3 index future can use to hedge the risk of portfolio of stocks. Suppose that you have a portfolio consider 15 large cap stocks from the different sector. Since the portfolio is well diversified, the specific risk is almost near zero. However, the portfolio is still subject to the systematic or market risk. Suppose that you are worried About a potential market cash in the next 1 month. What are the alternatives available to you? You can either sell the entire portfolio today and sit on cash, reduce the systematic risk of your portfolio using index future. To hedge the systematic risk of a portfolio, you need to take a short position in the index future. In this way, even if there is a market crash and you make a loss on the portfolio, you will make a profit on the short position index future. As discussed in Unit 3, you need to calculate hedge ratio of the portfolio to decide how many lots of index future you should go short. Suppose that the market value of the portfolio is 19 lakh, the portfolio beta 1.3 and index future price 17,700. What a lot size of 15, the hedge ratio will calculate 1.3 into 90 lakh by 70,700 into 15. This work out 13.22 contract. Thus you should take short position in 13 index future contract to high hedge on the portfolio risk. Using future for the trading speculation. फ्यूचर को एज ए ट्रेडिंग एज स्पेकुलेशन कैसे यूज करते हैं? Although the future on contract were originally created for the hedging price risk, they are widely used for the trading. Investor having a bullish view on the underlying stocks or index, those who expected the stock price or index level increase, take a long position in the stock future index future contract. Investor who are bearish on the stocks or index, those who expected the stock price index level to fall, take short position in the stock future and index future contract. तो देख सकते हैं गाइस इसमें दो भी है, शॉर्ट है लॉन्ग, जो भी करना चाहते हैं उस पर डिस्कशन किया गया। जिनका जो व्यू होता है बुलिश व्यू ऑन द लॉन्ग फ्यूचर, बुलिश जिनका व्यू होता है लॉन्ग फ्यूचर तो देख सपोज दैट द फ्यूचर ट्रेड एक्सपेक्टेड टू स्टॉक प्राइस XYZ to rise from 1298 to 1350 over the next week. The near month XZY future contract currently trade at 1300. What study should the trader follow? Since the trader bullish on the stock price XYZ Ltd, he can either buy a stock or go long in stock future contract on XYZ. तो जो भी किसी भी स्टॉक पर जो फ्यूचर के लिए देखते हैं तो या तो वो फ्यूचर में जाकर खरीदेंगे या तो फिर लॉन्ग पोजीशन पर खरीदेंगे। तो बाइंग द स्टॉक मीन्स इमीडिएट कैश। अगर हम स्टॉक्स को बाई करते तो आपको इमीडिएट कैश देना पड़ेगा। आउटफ्लो फॉर द ट्रेडर and suppose that a lot size of the future contract 850. A long position in a single future contract gives the trader a position equivalent to the buy 850 share, but without paying the price 850 share at one set. The contract value for the long position 11 lakh 500 and 1300 to 850. The only cash outlay for the future position is the margin that you trade must pay to the high risk high broker. Assume that the margin is 2,21,000, 20% of the contract value. Suppose that a week later the stock is traded at 1345. The future contract is trading 1346. The following table shows that the return of investment for the trader if had purchased share in the cash market or take a long position in the future. Purchase of the 850 share XYZ company. B long position XYZ future contract 850 दोनों को देख सकते हैं। Cash outflow the cost buying this 850 into 1298 तो टोटल हो जाएगा 11,0300 and cash outflow in the margin future position 2,21,000. Profit on the selling share 39,950 and 1345 minus 1298 into 858 total हुआ गाइस। and profit and acquiring of the future position 3900 100 तो 1346 minus 30 into 850 तो देख सकते हैं गाइस लॉन्ग पोजीशन में फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट और परचेज करते हैं तो उसमें ज़्यादा बहुत अंतर नहीं है, सेम ही है। The return on investment देख सकते 3.6% है। परचेज ऑफ 800 जो डायरेक्ट खरीदते हैं, वही जब हम लॉन्ग फ्यूचर में देखते हैं तो 70.69%, यानी लॉन्ग पोजीशन फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में ज़्यादा परसेंटेज देखने को मिलता है फायदा। तो अब आ जाते हैं, दिस एग्जाम्पल एक्सप्लेन वाई स्टॉक्स इंडेक्स फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आर so popular among the investor. These contracts offer the benefit of leverage so that the investor can make much higher return on the lower capital outlay as compared to the outright purchase of the share. देख सकते हैं क्यों? The bearish view. Just explain by the bearish view. Short future. Suppose that a trader expect bearish view short future. Suppose that a trader expect a stock price of RSB Bank fall from 1595 to 1520 over the next few days. The stock future contracts the trade at a 1600 to the trader can either sell share of RSB Bank today and buy the same share back at a lower price. After a few days, we can short RSB Bank future today and cover the short position at a lower price. After a few days, selling the share today would require the trader to deliver the shares on the settlement date. Hence, selling in cash market possible only if the trader holds share in this demat account. However, the trader can always short RSB Bank future contract instead of selling actual share. Again, shorting the future contract would require a trader to deposit margin with the broker. Assume that the lot size RSB Bank future 550, the contract value 8,81,550 into 602. Assuming that the margin is 20%, this value cash outplay on the trader short position 1,17,220. Suppose that the stock price fall 1525 over the next week, the future price become 1527. The trader now square of his short position 1527. The gain on the short position 41,250, यानी 1602 minus 1527 into 550 on the initial cash outlay of the 1,76,220. The return on investment 23% है guys, देख सकते हैं. The total 41,250 by 70,600 1,76,000. तो आपका 23% का रिटर्न इन्वेस्टमेंट है. Thus, the shorting future contract make it possible for the making participants expression as a bearish view on the stocks index without on a stock or index. तो देख सकते हैं शॉर्ट में किया तो सबसे ज़्यादा 23% आया, और उधर कॉल में किया था तो इससे देख सकते हैं गाइस कि तो यही है ना. आगे देखते हैं using future for arbitrage. Using future for arbitrage, I explain in unit 3. Trader looks for the arbitrage opportunity using index and stocks future. Basically, they compare the fair future price with the actual or trade price of the future contract. If the trade price is higher than the fair future price, cash and carry arbitrage portfolio. If the trade price is lower than the fair future price, reverse cash carry arbitrage become profitable. इलस्ट्रेशन में देखते हैं कैश एंड कैरी आर्बिट्रेज. द फॉलोइंग डेटा इज आल्सो अवेलेबल इन स्टॉक कंपनी कैश मार्केट में 1500 फ्यूचर 1550 का है. द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मल्टीप्लायर स्टॉक 100 शेयर है. एज्यूमिंग कॉस्ट ऑफ कैरी 9% पर एनम around the 0.75% per annum. Theoretically, fair ones प्राइस 3 मंथ फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट 1534, 1500 into e power 0.0075 into 3 और 1500 into e power 0.09 into 3 power 12. Going by this theoretically price, we may say that the 3-month future contract on the stock is overvalued. To take advantage of the price mispricing, an arbitrator may buy 100 shares of stock say and sell one future contract at their current price. This would result in arbitrage profit 1587 100 into 15.87, which is the difference between the actual and fair future price of the 100 share. Position of the arbitrator in the various scenarios for stock price would be as follows. Case 1, a stock rise 1580 on the expiry day. Profit on the underlying 1580 minus 1500 into 100 8000, and loss on future 1580 minus 1550 into 100 3000. Gain on arbitrage 5000. Cost of arbitrage in the term of financing 34.13 into 100 3430, and the net gain out of arbitrage 5000 minus 3430 is equal to 1587. Case 1. Case 2. A stock fall to 1480 on the expiry day. Loss on underlying 1500 minus 1480 into 100 2000. Profit on future 1550 minus 1480 into 100 7000. Gain on arbitrage देख सकते हैं guys, टोटल 5000 का गेन है. The cost of arbitrage in the term of financing 34.13 into 100 से 3430. Net gain of the arbitrage 5000 minus 300 430 is equal to 1587. Reverse cash carry arbitrage. The reverse cash and carry arbitrage is done when the future contract is trading at a discount to the cash market price. Let us look at the following data on the stock B. Cash market price 100 and 1 month future 90 rupees. The price trading reflect negative cost of carry, which offer an opportunity to the trade of equity reverse cash and carry arbitrage, as a cost of carry is expected to reverse to positive at the same point in the time during the contract of life. Otherwise, also if the trader carry his position till the expiry, it will yield him an arbitrage profit. The assumption in the implementing this arbitrage opportunity is that the arbitrator has got the stock to sell in the cash market, which will be bought back at the time of reversing at the position. If a stock not available, arbitrator need to borrow the stocks to implement the arbitrage. In that case, while analysis for probability from the transaction cost of borrowing of a stock should also be taken into account, assuming the contract multiplier for the future contract on the stock be 200 share to equate the reverse cash and carry arbitrator would buy one future contract 90 and sell 200 share of stock be handed in the cash market. This would result in the arbitrage profit of 2000 into 10. Position of the arbitrator in the various scenario of the stock price would be follow. Transaction है case 1 में stock rise 110 on expiry day, loss on underlying 110 minus 10 100 into 200 2000, and profit on the future 110 minus 90 and 4000. Net gain हो गया 2000 का है. Assume that the arbitrator can invest for this proceed from the sale 200 share in the cash market 9% per annum for the 1 month. The interest earned on this investment with the continuous compounding work out 150.56 to 2 lakh 20,000 into e power 0.9 into 1 by 12 20,000. Taking this interest earned into account, the total gain from the arbitrage position 2000 plus 150.5 यानी 2150 हो जाएगा. ये अब हम सेकेंड केस में देखते हैं फॉल, स्टॉक फॉल होता है क्योंकि 85 आ जाता है एक्सपायरी डेट पर। प्रॉफिट ऑन अंडरलाइन 100 minus 85 into 200 3000 and loss on future 90 minus 85 into 100 net gain हो गया 2000 का। Once again, assuming that the arbitrator can invest proceed from his cash market sell 200 share at a 9% per annum for the month interest earned on this investment would be 150.56. I explained earlier. Taking this interest year into account, the total gain from the arbitrage would be 2150.5. Our assumption in the above example that both positions in cash and future were held until maturity. The future price conversion with the spot price of underlying on expiry day. Arbitrator can buy the stock back at the closing price settlement price of the day. However, one can always square off one position before the expiry of contract whenever one feels market price are favorable. If the above example of reverse cash and carry arbitrage, suppose that on the 15th same month the spot price on the stock be 130 and the future stock is trading at 135. The arbitrator could reverse both his position, buy the stock at 130 and selling loss on the underlying 130 minus 100 into 200 6000 and profit on the future 135 minus 90 into 200 9000 and net gain हो गया 3000 का। देख सकते हैं again assuming that the arbitrator invest the initial amount of receive on the cash market sells 200 share at 9% per annum for the 15-day interest on the amount work out 70.11 equal to हो गया 20,000 into e power 0.9 into 15 by 365 days minus 20,000. Hence the total gain of the reverse cash and carry arbitrage become 3,000 plus 74.11 यानी 3074 हो गया। ठीक है गाइस, तो ये लेक्चर ज़्यादा लंबा हो गया है, तब यहीं तक ये लेक्चर समाप्त होती है। ये पहला लेक्चर है जो कि चैप्टर नंबर 5 का है गाइस। तो थैंक यू, अब हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में मिलते हैं। थैंक यू।